The first image is a Hungarian prey manuscript, and this is a painting, or more of a drawing in the book, dated to 1192 AD, which is almost 70 years before the earliest date of the carbon dating. This is the shroud depicted in the manuscript, and it has an unusual weave pattern, 3-1 herringbone weave. And this is the same as the shroud. It is a 1st century Syrian design. It's a very nice linen. At the time it was probably expensive. And if you notice here, there are 4 holes. These are called the poker holes, although we don't know that a poker made them. They are on the shroud 4 times. It was when it was folded in 4 when it was damaged. And notice that both items have the poker holes in the same configuration. Right here, 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 and here. So this damage dates to the year 1192 or before. The upper middle image is called the Christ Pantocrator. It's a painting, one of the very first detailed paintings of Jesus, and it was made by applying hot wax to a board. It resides in St. Catherine's Monastery at the base of Mount Sinai, to traditional Mount Sinai, and it dates to about 550 AD, over 700 years before the carbon dating. When you compare it to the shroud, you can see very similar features. Large, prominent eyes, wide eyes, slightly off-center, eyebrows in the same place. The right eyebrow is raised. You can see a long, elongated nose, probably dislocated, and it lines up, and the lips line up, and the mustache lines up. When you look at the earlobes in the painting, you can see them also on the shroud. Both images have a beard, and there is a sort of a gap between the long hair and the face on the shroud, and you can see the same gap in the painting here and here. Some researchers think it may be caused by a chin band that held the mouth closed in death, flattening some of his hair. And if you look closely, you can see a teardrop under one of his eyes. It matches a stain on the cheek that's either blood or some sort of dirt. The painting is incredibly accurate with the shroud. The third image is a coin called the tremesis. It was made in 692 AD by Justinian II of the Byzantine Empire, and is the first known image of Christ on a coin, more than 550 years before the carbon dating. If you were going to make a picture of Christ, the first on a coin, it would be strange to make it look like this. It's obviously copied from the shroud. We can see large eye orbits. The eyebrows line up. The right eyebrow is raised. Long nose. His nose actually goes into his mustache. You can see where the jaw band was by the cleft on the side of between the face and the hair. Here and here. The gap is in the same place. There's a bridge right here on the eye. It's sort of an outpouching. If you go to the forehead, you can see a blood stain, and it's put into the coin. There's the fold on the shroud must have been very early, because it was put in as the top hem of his garment on the coin. These bloodstains right here are very dark, and they're put in exactly into the hair. There is no doubt who the Byzantines thought he was, because the inscription is on the coin is Istu Christus Rex Reganatium, Jesus Christ, King of Kings. Next is the second known image of Christ on a coin. It's called a solidus, about twice as big as the tremesis. It's also by Justinian II of the Byzantine Empire. My guess is that the emperor didn't like the first crude image that the die maker made for the tremesis. Maybe he didn't realize it was copied from the shroud, or maybe he did. But anyway, the Solidus has similar features, and it was made between 692 and 695 AD, also more than 550 years before the carbon dating. You can see the large eyes, eyebrows, elongated nose, the lips line up, there's a semicircle area under the cheek, a dot to the side of the mouth. If you look up here, they've changed a little bit, but there's still the blood stain on the forehead. If you examine these dark stains again in the hair, they're put into the coin, both of them. And you can't see it here, but the top of the garment again matches the fold on the shroud. The middle image on the bottom row is the Sudarium of Oviedo. It's the face cloth that wrapped Jesus' head when he was taken from the cross to the tomb. It was folded and put in the tomb next to the shroud. Both the Sudarium and the shroud are blood type AB. However, the Sudarium has no image on it, only the bloodstains. Conservatively, it has been in Spain since 631 AD. Some researchers trace it back to the 5th century and some all the way back to the 1st century in Jerusalem. Regardless, it is definitely more than 600 years before the carbon dating. The bloodstains on the Sudarium match the bloodstains on the back of the head. I'll point a few out. This is sort of a Z shape on the back of the head on the shroud. And here it is right here on the Sudarium. There are two dark blood stains right here on the back of the head of the shroud. We have sort of a half circle blood mark right here and a mark here. And then there are a lot of more diffuse blood marks like up here and down here. And so the face area on the Sudarium also matches the face area on the shroud. This is the Sudarium. This is the shroud. If you look right here, there's a dark blood stain on the temple. Here it is on the Sudarium. And that helps us line it up. This is his nose. Blood coming out of his nose, out of his mouth. This is his mustache and his lips. And this area around here is mucus and blood coming out of the mouth and the nose.